We talked yesterday about Barack Obama appearing to stump for different candidates in the Democratic Party running in this midterm cycle. And the clip we showed yesterday was him going after Herschel Walker. And today is just an incredible rhetorical moment where, and as I talked about yesterday, this is one of those situations where, separate from any political disagreement you could have with Barack Obama, obviously I would be closer to him than a lot of people, but even I disagree with him on stuff and disagree with certain actions he took. But separate from that, the rhetorical effectiveness of him is incredible. And we need more of this in the Democratic Party, because if we could not only have the better policies, and I wish they would get even better than that, but not only be better in contrast, but also be able to communicate, that would be incredible. And actually make our case clearly, that would be incredible. And so Barack Obama just does that in an incredible fashion here when campaigning for Mandela Barnes, who's running against Ron Johnson. And this is a longer clip than I usually play, but I would implore you to stick with it, because it just is this nice rhetorical arc where it's humor all the way to a very serious moment that is touching on such an important policy discussion we need to be having about what the Republican Party is seeking to do with Medicare and Social Security. With that being said, take a look.
And then there's Mandela's opponent. Oh, don't boo. Don't waste your vocal cords booing. Vote. That's right. All right, you got the idea. So, Ron Johnson, as your senator, he's now, remember, the question is, who's going to fight for you? Remember that, right? That's who's on your side, who cares about you, who's thinking about you. Ron Johnson, as a senator, helped give millions of dollars in tax deductions to some of the biggest donors who funded his campaign. And after he voted for a tax plan that allows people to write off the cost of private planes. I've been trying to get this thing closed since I was president. If you can afford a private plane, then you don't need a tax break. But no, he fought for this. And then his adult children bought not one, not two, but 3 private planes, because apparently carpooling was not an option.
I do love when he turns into a little stand-up comedian. So funny.
I mean, you need 3? Meanwhile, Senator Johnson voted to raise the retirement age to 70, supported a plan that would put Social Security and Medicare on the chopping block every single year. Each year you'd have to vote to renew this thing. I mean, think about it, because Washington works so well. You want your Social Security and Medicare reliant.
So to be clear, he already outlined it, but it's so crucial people know this. There's a group of Republicans that support a plan that every 5 years, if Congress doesn't act, then Social Security and Medicare would end. It'd be over, be gone. And so they would have to re-up it every time. And you just don't ever want to do that with something that is so crucial to people's lives. You want to have consistency and stability and not have this be used as, we're not going to re-up it unless you build a border wall or whatever it is. You want to have that stable and separate from the day-to-day political reality. And people actually support that, which is incredible.
On Congress every year, he's called Social Security a Ponzi scheme. Said that it's candy that the left is giving away. The point is, some of you here are on Social Security. Some of your parents are on Social Security. Some of your grandparents are on Social Security. You know why they have Social Security? Because they worked for it. They worked hard jobs for it. They have chapped hands for it. They had long hours and sore backs and bad knees to get that Social Security. And if Ron Johnson does not understand that, if he understands giving tax breaks for private planes more than he understands making sure that seniors who've worked all their lives are able to retire with dignity and respect, he's not the person who's thinking about you and knows you and sees you, and he should not be your senator from Wisconsin.
Yes, that is what we need right there. He does a whole kind of, like I said, almost stand-up-y bit where he's joking about this rich guy who is giving tax breaks to people who buy private planes, and then his kids go and buy a bunch of private planes, and it's getting you kind of lighthearted, and then connects it back to the real emotions and significance of this issue, which is, yes, people worked for that, and we deserve, or they deserve, sorry, we as a society should understand that they deserve those benefits and should be given some basic level of dignity with them. And the fact that there are people in power who want to take that away is so enraging. And so being able to laugh for a moment at the absurdity of individuals like Ron Johnson and then tap into the importance and significance of the issue is so important. And so I wish, we have Joe Biden, who has done a lot of good things but just cannot communicate about them. If you could have someone with that kind of Obama-like communication ability, it would really help the Democratic Party in a significant way, because so much of politics is rhetorical. So much of it isn't just what you do, but how you talk about what you do. And Obama just does that really well, as you saw there. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get access to an extra full show every Saturday that only members can see, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there is a link in the description.